What are you doing? How about you? I'm Hank. Welcome to Hamiltonville Farm. Actually, I should say welcome to the Hamiltonville Farm Maintenance Index. Let's get started on this John Deere 450J today. Remember from the last video, we got this track kind of put on this side. We got these pads, and that's what he's doing now, is getting the pads put on. But we're going today, hopefully, we can get the other track put on this side over here. So we're going to replace this side today, hopefully, and go from there. So on these tracks, we talked about this last time, but you need to make sure that they're oriented properly before you put them on, right? So you can see this one looks different, right? This one has what they call, what is it, alligator claw, I think is what they call it, something like that. But this is like the master link here. And this is the one that you got to line up, and then you put the put these two together, run the pin through it, and that way it's just like a chain on a chainsaw or bicycle or whatever. You got to have that master link.
Anybody know this trick? Got the Allemite fitting, it wore, the head won't stay on.
Right. Put a rag on it.
Put a rag on it.
What? Is that right? Look at that. You learned something from these old guys. Here you can see some maintenance we had to do on this this plate here. It's got thin, so I had to build it up to keep the track on there, or the idler arm. That's interesting. I've never seen somebody use a rag before. You learn something all the time working around these old people. I probably should quit calling him old.
Yes, I'm old. 76 is pretty old.
Yeah. You still got a lot in you, though. Looking at about $250 worth of bolts right here. Yeah. So what happens is, see, now look here, see, some of these don't have washers on them and some of them do. So what it is that metal on these track pads, like I had mentioned earlier, those pads are like $40 a piece. And so when they wear thin like that, instead of replacing them, they still have some traction left on them. But yeah, there you go. You can see, look at there. See how they're worn like that?
When you run them loose, they do that.
Yeah, when you run them loose, they do that. But that washer will help.
Also wear the hose out.
Yeah, it'll waller them holes out, and so those washers will help compensate for that until you can get new pads on them. But not all of them are going to need that. There's the old track. You talk about a lot of weight, man. Them suckers are heavy. So if you're wondering why we have to replace these, look, these are called bushings here in between each link here. But look at this one right here. Man, look how wore out that thing is, and it's got pins that go through it. So what's going to happen is once this wears off or wears thin, it allows the track to get more stretched or more expanded, and that allows it. And what happens is that causes it to actually come off the track, keep coming off the track, keep coming off the track. Yeah, it kind of snakes off the track, off the back sprocket and the front idler, and so you gotta replace those as they become worn. These are pretty bad shape. Look at that. That's crazy. Hence the need for a new track. Oh, boy, I'm glad my finger wasn't in there.
You're pretty stiff, ain't you?
Yeah. So we didn't get this lined up on the ground before we unrolled it. And let me show you a problem we got. That thing's heavy, by the way. And so now this, we need to move the track so that we can manipulate the dozer to get it over there. What we're going to do is just hook a chain up to my truck and then to the track and just pull the track out of the way. Easier on the back. The old F250 pulling tracks like it's no big deal. That's a rebuilt 6.4 Power Stroke in that thing. Let me tell you, I'm not very happy with that truck at all, but hey, now that it's rebuilt, it does okay, I guess. Now that we got it lined up, if you remember from the last video, we had to cut this off. We'll do the same thing here. We'll cut this off, let it fall, and then drive up onto the new track. It's a process now. I'm not kidding you. So this is the first time I've ever done this, so it's been pretty interesting to learn, you know, what you need to consider while you're changing the tracks out. Those suckers are heavy, dude. So my father-in-law has been around this equipment. I mean, he's been driving tractors since he was, 9 years old or whatever. I didn't grow up around heavy equipment. I used a little, some big forklifts, things like that in the military, but nothing like graders and dozers and stuff. So after my post-military life, I've actually been able to learn this kind of stuff. It's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed reading the comments section because a lot of you guys have you guys have so much knowledge. It's crazy. AJ, Brad Muth, Kevin Neal, D-Max Marshall, Mark McCoy, those guys, I mean, you guys make comments on my channel, and I'm like, man, this is freaking awesome reading your comments and stuff, especially you guys who have been around heavy equipment your whole life. I'm just learning this stuff. I'm kind of late in the game, as they say. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so now. We'd appreciate it. We're trying to get to 50,000 before the end of April. This video will be released around April, I don't know, 4th, 5th, somewhere around in there, maybe the 6th. So by the end of April, we hope to have 50,000 subscribers. And if you click that subscribe button, that'll help us get there. We appreciate it, man. Let's keep going. I didn't wear my steel toes today. We got too close there, so we're gonna pull it forward a little bit. You good, go? Ho! Ho! What we're going to do, I'm going to hook up to this one. I'm going to pull it out from the tractor and then pull the new one into or up underneath the tractor like that. Having some difficulties here. You know, life of a YouTuber, man.
Yeah.
Go forward with the blade.
One more time. Keep pulling. Make the sucker turn a little.
You good? What we're saying is you got to keep that sprocket tight to the track. These things get paint in them and it makes them screws hard to start. Slack out of it right here. We're getting close, look at that. I'm telling you what, I don't ever want to do this again, ever. Go down some more. Hey, real quick before we move on to the rest to finish up the tracks. SureCan, they make fuel cans, diesel and kerosene and unleaded. You've seen them in my videos before. Well, now they're making this new utility can. And so this utility can here is, they sent me one of these to try, but it works great. You can take them like when you go camping, like you can put water in them, you can put antifreeze, you can put any type of DEF, stuff like that for your diesel trucks or diesel engines that require the DEF fluids. You can use that. But let me show you how it works, because after a job like this, you want to keep your hands clean. So I appreciate SureCan sending us this stuff. So it comes with a little, this spigot is aftermarket, so you need to purchase one of these when you purchase this. But I got water in here now. You take your handle, hold it down, it comes with a piece of Velcro. Hold your handle down so it releases the pressure. Simply wash my hands after my job. And that's pretty neat right there. So anyway, so this is the SureCan Utility Can. Again, they sent me this to kind of try out on the channel, so we appreciate that, SureCan. I'll leave a link below for you to try it. Again, water, DEF fluid, waste material transfer, windshield washer fluid, antifreeze. Now let's go back to working on the bulldozer. Okay, getting those 4 bolts put on, and then they're gonna start swapping out these pads, and they'll be done with this project. They've got another 2 days on it probably, but I just won't be able to make it here. But anyway, let's show you those 4 bolts right quick, the 4 bolts that they gotta take off. All right, so all we got left to do here is tighten these 4 bolts down. Once we're done with that, they'll put the pads on it, and this thing will be wrapped up. But man, it's a long, hard process. So as always, hey, click here to subscribe, click here to see more videos from us. We'd appreciate it. You guys take care. We'll catch you on the next one.